Hi everyone, it is the 25th of July, and today what I wanted to talk about is a topic that's more about motivation than anything else, and it's about how to implement mindfulness strategies, in your day-to-day routine. And a lot of people have this impression that mindfulness is just something that you do where you meditate, or you set aside a chunk of time to do something, and that can make it seem like a lot. But the main thing with mindfulness is just that you want to focus on yourself. You want to actually be in the moment. You want to take a deep breath and talk to yourself in that moment and say, where am I right now? What am I doing right now? Is what I'm doing right now beneficial? Am I having a good day? Am I having a bad day? It's just about checking in with yourself and seeing how it's going, because honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize how little we actually listen to our bodies sometimes. A lot of people, we kind of go through our lives, and I'm guilty of it too. Everyone's guilty of it to some extent or another. You go through most of your life and you're not really paying too much attention to your body. You're focused on something outside of yourself. You're watching TV, you're eating some food, you're talking to your boss. You're not really checking in with yourself and saying, what's going on right here? Am I totally cool with my life? Am I totally cool with everything that I'm doing today? Should I be doing something different? Am I wasting my time? Etc. And so I think that a huge thing that is super helpful to people is just to check in with themselves and do that, a few times a day. And it doesn't have to take forever. It's just a quick thing that you can do that, it takes you, 30 seconds, a minute, and then you can get on with the rest of your day. When you ask yourself these questions, you are more aware of what's going on. You're more aware of yourself, of your body, and because you have more knowledge, because you're more focused, you're able to potentially act on that information. You're able to potentially make, little changes in your life to, just to get out of the negative habits or thoughts or behaviors that you have. And I say this to my clients, and this is something that I've emphasized with people a lot, is that you can very easily do it by simply chaining it on to other habits. So if you look at your daily, what you do every day, you have a certain set of habits. There's a certain set of things that you do relatively, frequently from day to day. If you work 5 days a week and you have the exact same schedule all 5 of those days, I can guarantee you have some kind of habit or routine where you get up in the morning, you go to work, come back from work, whatever, make your dinner, whatever, and, then you brush your teeth and go to bed. And, what you do from day to day looks pretty similar. Every day you're doing something pretty much the same. That's because we're creatures of habit. That's what happens. That's how we do things. And the best way to succeed at anything is to make it into a habit. I've already talked about that in another video. So, one of the best ways to make new habits, or to, question your old habits, is to chain on those mindfulness moments. So, for example, one that I always like to use is brushing your teeth. Everyone brushes their teeth. They do it once or twice a day. And, you typically do it at roughly about the same time every day. You probably do it in the morning, in the evening, or, maybe you do it in the middle of the day. I don't know. But whatever. The point is that it's something that you do all the time. And because you're doing it all the time, all you have to do is chain on a mindfulness moment to that. So you say to yourself, okay, each time that I brush my teeth, I'm going to spend that 30 seconds or a minute that I'm sitting there brushing my teeth. I'm going to turn that into a mindfulness moment. I'm going to check in with myself. I'm going to ask myself how I'm doing. I'm going to ask myself if I could be doing something better. I'm going to, look at any mistakes or, missteps that I made during the day, and I'll say, how can I improve on those? What can I do better next time? Again, it doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't have to be, a big thing. Certainly, meditation is great, and, there are other mindfulness practices that are super helpful as well. But this is a quick and easy one for people that may struggle to actually set aside, time for mindfulness during their day. So this is an excellent technique. And again, it doesn't have to be brushing your teeth either. It could be anything. It could be, going for lunch. It could be drinking your morning coffee. It could be, on your morning commute. You get in the car, you turn the key, spend a moment, think about yourself, check in with yourself, have that mindfulness moment, and then, go ahead and drive off. The main thing, of course, is to try and make sure that you make that a habit. You know, it's not going to take you a lot of effort. It's not going to take you a lot of time. So just make sure that you're doing it regularly. And that can help you, again, build other habits. So once you've, modified one habit, you can then modify it further. If I brush my teeth and then I add on that mindfulness moment, well then maybe, I'll brush my teeth, add on that mindfulness moment, and maybe I'll, for example, learn a bit of language on, Duolingo, the app that I use for learning languages. Do another section of that. It takes me like a few minutes, and, it helps me do what I want to do, and I make that a daily habit, and over the course of, a few months, I've learned quite a bit. So, yeah. You can absolutely change your habits, but you have to do it in small incremental ways, and mindfulness is the best way to do that. If you're not mindful, if you're not paying attention to yourself, if you're not giving yourself feedback, you have no clue what's going on. You're just kind of stumbling through things. There's so many people that have no clue what's going on with their bodies, with their lives, etc. They just sort of stumble through life, and then they get kind of confused when things happen. It happens with, like people are like, oh, I was on a diet and then I overate. And it's like, okay, well, why'd you overeat? And they don't think about that. They don't think like, oh, actually I ended up overeating because I did all these other things and that led to me being super hungry, so I just ate a bunch. People just think, oh, you know what, I was just weak. I just overate. That's not what it is. It's never about weakness or strength. I mean, sometimes it is, but very rarely is it about just mental weakness or mental fortitude. Very often it's about there was a chain of events that led you here, and what was that chain of events? What caused that? What set that chain in motion? And if you're not paying attention, if you're not mindful, and you have no clue what began, like if you're not paying any attention, you have no clue, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna think it was just a willpower thing. You're gonna because you're not really paying attention to the actual cause. You're gonna say, oh, I probably just lacked willpower, so next time I just need to remember to do better. That's the worst solution to things. That never works out. Never works out. People just don't really react that way. But anyway, that is the topic for today, so I encourage you to build this into your own routine. Again, small things, small adjustments here and there, they build up to bigger changes over time. So, focus on those small things, and, just keep everything in order. As always, like, comment, share, tell me what you want to see in future videos, and I will see you guys again next time. Good night.